Hey, what's going on? My name's Steve with Rake and Profit, and I use over 40 virtual assistants in my business and life amongst my multiple online companies that I run. And today I want to share 15 virtual assistants that I use in my business. So I'm going to share exactly what they do and give you details about kind of how they operate in my business and in my personal life. So a little bit about me. My name's Steve Rakin. I've been running an online business for almost 9 years now. So I'm going to share with you what these virtual assistants do, how I use them, and hopefully this can help to motivate you to possibly invest in hiring your first virtual assistant. I mean, we all only have 24 hours a day in our business, and if you want to be able to make more money and get more done, you're typically going to have to work more and do a higher volume of work. So by hiring a virtual assistant on websites such as Onlinejobs.ph, that's my favorite website that I love to use, it can absolutely change your business. And it's helped me to save so much more time, have so much more freedom, make so much more money. I mean, right now we're actually in Hollywood, Florida. We're shooting this video. We've got the beach literally right in front of us. We got people playing salsa music, and I get to travel and enjoy life and run my business literally from my laptop for one reason. It's because of having virtual assistants. So I highly recommend getting your first virtual assistant. You can hire them for as little as $2 to $5 an hour, depending on the role. It's gonna depend. So definitely check out Onlinejobs.ph. But let's get into the video, and I'm gonna give you 15 real life case studies of what I do with virtual assistants, the roles, so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So the first two virtual assistants I use, I'm gonna kind of lump them together, are what I like to call accountability and transformation virtual assistants. So this is something new that I've never really heard of anybody doing. But when it comes to my business and my personal life, there's a lot of habits that I want to follow. So in my personal life and with my health, I actually have a virtual assistant who messages me every single morning with motivational quotes and reminds me of my health goals every single day. And they message me every single night, literally on my phone. And I know you're not gonna be able to see this, but it's called my virtual assistant. I named them my Health Coach 2022. And literally they message me every morning and every night. And every single night they ask me, did I track my food on my FitnessPal app? How many calories did I eat? What weightlifting did I do? What cardio did I do? How much did I sleep? How much water did I drink? I know it's a little crazy, but these are really important to me. And then they track it all in spreadsheets. They give me weekly and monthly updates. And I'm only paying this person $5 an hour, and it's super helpful. They only work for about an hour a day, and it's just helped me so much in my personal life. And in business, the other virtual assistant I have, and I know it might sound crazy, they message me every single morning and they send me my daily plan. So every week on Sunday, I put forth my weekly plan for all the things I want to accomplish. And then every single night, I have to plan my day before. I have a checklist. I have a little spreadsheet that I fill out. And again, I know it's a little bit crazy, but it helps keep me accountable in kind of a crazy world where I'm running multiple companies. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to get in shape. I've got these goals, and it's just really fantastic. So those are the first two virtual assistants that I wanted to share and get it out of the way, because I've never really heard of anybody doing that before, and it just helped me so much. The third virtual assistant that I use in my business, I actually have two right now. They're full-time, 40 hours a week, and I pay one of them $2 an hour. Another one's $3.50 because she's actually the sourcing manager. They source items for me on eBay, a little bit on Facebook Marketplace I'm training. They source a little bit on Etsy, a little bit of Poshmark, a little bit of Mercari. And it's essentially, eBay to Amazon flips or Facebook to Amazon flips. So I sell on Amazon FBA, I buy products, I buy them low, mostly books, board games, DVDs, and I flip them for a profit on Amazon FBA. So they literally source 40 hours a week for me, and it's great. I love it because I don't have 80 hours a week to source. So those are two people that really help me in my business. All right, so let's get into the fourth virtual assistant that I use in my business. And this has been an absolute game changer, and that's a bookkeeper. Now, depending on how advanced your business is, if you're running multiple businesses, you're definitely going to want a bookkeeper. If you're new, maybe you could do it yourself and just use maybe like a free service or go to H&R Block. But the more advanced your business gets, you'll actually save a lot of money by having a really good bookkeeper and a really good CPA, which I'll talk about later on. But I have a bookkeeper that's based in the Philippines that I found on Onlinejobs.ph. I believe I pay her $6 an hour, and she does two types of bookkeeping for me. She actually does my personal books, so I track and manage everything I spend on food, on gas, on health. So I have like everything categorized, and then in my business, everything's categorized as well. So sometimes it's a little tricky when you're working with your CPA. A lot of times they don't really want to go deep into your books and help you to kind of figure out if you're profitable and what's going on. A lot of times they just want to do your taxes. So this is probably one of the best virtual assistants that I highly recommend that you hire. And again, all you got to do is just put out an application, share what you're looking for, and you'll literally have sometimes 50, 60, 100 bookkeepers or other virtual assistants in various roles apply. And again, I've just absolutely loved working with a bookkeeper from Onlinejobs.ph. So let's get into the fifth virtual assistant that I use in my business, and this applies to my Amazon business. So there's a lot of back-end stuff that happens with my business on Amazon that I really don't like doing, such as pricing errors, stranded inventory, removing feedback. Sometimes I have to contact Amazon and deal with various issues. Well, you can actually hire a virtual assistant who's an Amazon specialist who deals with, you can call it back-end support in your Amazon business. Now, I pay this person $3 an hour. They only work 5 hours a week because I don't have tons of inventory. I only have about 700 items in my inventory currently, but every single week there's issues that go on in my Amazon business. So she goes through them. I created an SOP, a standard operating procedure. She gives me spreadsheets every single week, updating me, and it's great. I love it. So if you have a lot of back-end stuff, whether it's on eBay or Amazon that you don't really want to deal with, support issues, definitely look into hiring a virtual assistant. All right, so the sixth and seventh virtual assistants that I'm gonna talk about that I'm using in my business are actually new. So these are new roles that I have hired and that I'm training right now in my business. These are things that I wish I would have hired a long time ago. So the sixth one is a social media manager. So I have a YouTube channel, 173,000 subscribers, over 20 million views. I have a TikTok with over 190,000 followers and a ton of views over there. I don't share that to impress you, but more or less to impress upon you that there's a lot of work that goes into it, from comments to just scheduling, managing the calendar, repurposing content, getting in feedback to figure out what's working, what's not working. And I also have a lot of products and services, so there's a lot of marketing that's kind of entangled into my videos. So there's just a lot of strategy that goes into my content and around and behind the scenes with my content. So I recently hired a social media manager to keep me more organized, because I was starting to notice that sometimes I'd go a week or two without posting on YouTube. And a lot of times it's because, and I'm gonna share about more roles that I've hired with graphic designers and video editors, I'd be having to chase them down. I've been having to remember about revisions. There was just a lot of stuff that I didn't necessarily want to do. I want to focus on the thing that I'm really good at. And when it comes to social media, it's creating content. I'm not good at a lot of the other things that I've hired for that I'm going to discuss in this video. So I'm actually really excited about this. This was a really big project. There was a lot of applications that came in. There were over 3 rounds of applications and interviews, and I found somebody, so shout out to Danica. So I'm really excited about this position. So definitely look into possibly hiring a social media manager if you're finding yourself becoming very unorganized. Now, number 7, speaking of organization, is a project manager. This is the second role that I've hired for, again, on Onlinejobs.ph. You can go check it out. I'll put a link down below. I highly recommend Onlinejobs.ph because I love working with virtual assistants in the Philippines. They're loyal, they're trustworthy, and they work really, really hard. You know, there are other websites that you can try, but I've really found the most success with this. But a project manager is really important because at any given time, I might have 30 or 40 various projects going on. Some are tiny that only take 10 minutes. Others are larger, and others are huge. Like right now, I'm actually redesigning and relaunching my website, which is literally a massive undertaking. So by having a project manager, they can really help you to kind of hone in on your vision, make sure that you're moving each project forward, what I've done is I've linked my project manager up with every single person on my team, which are primarily virtual assistants. So they're following up with them, they're checking in, they're receiving information. Instead of me having to respond and connect to so many different people, I have one touch point. So this is something I'm working on. I haven't mastered it. I'm really in the beginning stages with the social media manager and the project manager. But those are a couple roles that I've hired for in my business. Now, a very important role that you want to hire really soon if you're running a social media business, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, any of those platforms, is you want to be able to hire somebody who can create graphics for you, thumbnails, different designs, promotions. And right now I have 3 graphic designers. I just hired a new one, and I mean, he is absolutely crushing it. Now with graphic designers, it's tough. You know, I don't say this to be disrespectful, but there's a lot of graphic designers that really, they just do a poor job. It's almost like they're just working off of Canva, which I love Canva, no disrespect to Canva, but if you're really trying to create high quality graphics and thumbnails, it takes a lot of talent. It's the same with a videographer, a photographer, a video editor, writers, different roles like this. The creative mind is different. It's hard to just watch a YouTube video and just model somebody. There's a lot of work, there's a lot of things behind the scenes. So a graphic designer is super important in your business. I have them creating ebooks, thumbnails, marketing materials, stuff for my website, so on and so forth. So that's huge. Now, number 9, I'm trying to move along here. And speaking of websites, is a web designer and a web developer. Now, there's a difference between a web designer and a web developer. Typically, the web designer is designing the look and the feel and the touch and just kind of like how you want people to navigate through your website, the color palette, the design, all that stuff. They're designing it, how it looks, how it feels, how it smells. Can you smell a website? I don't think so. And the web developers actually, it's kind of like the mechanic, right? They're inside of it, they're developing it, they're coding it. So these are 2 very, very, very important roles that I've hired in my business off of Onlinejobs.ph. Now, when it comes to this position, I highly recommend that you take a bit more time to make sure you find the right person, getting references, getting samples of work, testing them just to make sure the communication is high, make sure they have the qualities and the values that you're looking for. But these are literally crucial, and I couldn't live without them because I have no knowledge when it comes to web design or web development. So let's move on to number 10. And again, I have about 4 virtual assistants that I use in this category, but I'm just gonna break it up into one so this video doesn't go on forever. It's a writer, an editor for the writer, because sometimes the writers just aren't the best with grammar, punctuation. It just depends who you hire. Sometimes there's writers who are great at editing, and also a copywriter. A copywriter is completely different. A copywriter, for example, if you have an opt-in page and you're trying to build leads, or you have a product and you're trying to sell a course or a product, a copywriter will make you money because they understand words that sell. They understand how to influence your potential customer. They understand how to, essentially depict what it is that you're selling. They understand how to use words. As a graphic designer is able to kind of bring out the picture, and the video editor is able to kind of cast a message through the video, a copywriter is it's probably one of the most crucial roles that you can hire for in an online business. Maybe not for e-commerce, unless you run a Shopify store, which again, you could hire off of Onlinejobs.ph. But these are huge roles. And again, if you love writing, if you're great at writing, you can do it yourself. The bigger that your business gets, you want to step away and you want to delegate more. You don't want to be stuck in your business writing and editing and creating copy. Great copy can take forever. You want to work on your business. So these are absolutely crucial. All right, number 11 is a video editor. Now this is pretty straightforward, but it takes a lot of time to edit videos, and there's different types of videos. There's different dimensions, there's different styles, there's different things that you're trying to get across with your message. So like I was saying before, content takes a long time to create, but editing your videos takes even longer. So I really try to find experts in all fields and all areas, so I could focus on those 1 or those 2 things that I'm really, really good at, the things that I really want to focus on. So I really recommend asking yourself, what do you love to do? What are things that you don't love to do? Maybe you don't like writing. Maybe you have no skills with design or web development. Try to find a virtual assistant. Now let's move on to number 12, and that's a tech assistant. So I use ClickFunnels for selling some of my products, also webinars. We use email marketing, we use ConvertKit to be able to send emails and communicate with our customers. I have virtual assistants for all of these roles right here. Well, one of them does ClickFunnels and webinars, the other one does email marketing. But if you have any tech stuff that you don't understand, ClickFunnels, lead pages, Webinar Jam, there's a lot of softwares that you just may not understand, stop trying to do it yourself. You can hire really, really high quality virtual assistants who can nearly do any and everything that you can do and probably better. So, you know, a lot of people get stuck in business because of all the tech stuff, so I highly recommend hiring for these different types of roles. Number 13, customer service. This is pretty straightforward. This could be with an Amazon business. This could be with your personal brand. This could be managing your YouTube comments. I use them for all of these. Number 14, that's 9, so 5, 5. Number 14 is an accountant. Now, I actually didn't hire my accountant off of Onlinejobs.ph. I actually hired it through a reference, but you could hire an accountant off of Onlinejobs.ph. Make sure that you obviously spend a lot of time. They understand, you know, the tax laws and whatnot in your area. But the reason I put this on a list is because a lot of people think that they have to hire an accountant or a bookkeeper or a CPA who lives in their town. You don't. I actually live in Connecticut and my CPA is in Texas. I work with them virtually. So if you set up the systems and processes, and especially if you have a bookkeeper helping out, you can most definitely work with an accountant, even overseas or, you know, in a different state. And last but not least is real estate management. Now this is really broad. There's a lot of different things you can do, from lead generation to actually property management, so on and so forth. I have a property management company that I work with virtually. Now they were from my state. I didn't hire them off of Onlinejobs.ph or any other website, but there are a lot of various things that you can have virtual assistants do for you when it comes to real estate. Now there's so many other things that I didn't mention in terms of due diligence, marketing, phone calls, follow-ups, reminders, calendars, appointments. But I want to say this one more time just to get it across. If you're struggling to grow your business because you're not focusing on those 1, 2, or 3 things that matter most, you're literally losing money. You are literally pushing your business down. You are holding it down. If you want to expand, you've got to take the time to start to outsource, to delegate. I know it's not easy, it's nerve-wracking, there's trust issues, and you think people are gonna steal your money and not do it as good as you. It is a slow process, it's not easy. But if you take the time and you take it step by step, and you watch videos like this, and if you like videos like this, I'll make more sharing how I create standard operating procedures, how I manage projects, how I have like really, you know, I've learned a lot of different secrets for how to find people who are serious and who care and who are great communicators. So let me know, drop a comment down below. Be sure to follow Rake and Profit on all social media. And again, I hope you found value in this video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. And go check out Onlinejobs.ph. I know I'm shouting them out like crazy, but it's because I am so grateful for their service. And there's other platforms out there like Upwork and Fiverr, but I can tell you right now, hands down, I will literally 99% of the time never use anybody else but Onlinejobs, because this service is just so great and it's inexpensive and the people in the Philippines are fantastic and it's just helping me in my business. So with that being said, much love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.